Hi guys, it's Tammy from Shrinking Violet DS, and today is Monday, October 8th. And so this is going to be a quick update, and then I'm going to film a second video for those who aren't interested in the updates, and that's my So You've Decided to Have a DS video. So first I'm going to do this one, I'll upload it, and then I'll do the next one and upload that one. So Monday, October 8th. I had traditional duodenal switch surgery on March 9 of 2017 at Mexicali Bariatric Center in Mexicali, Mexico with Dr. Antonio Esquerra. My starting weight on February 19th, which is when I started my liver shrinking diet, was 260 pounds. My day of surgery, March 9, 2017, surgical weight was 248 pounds. And I am now 130.6 pounds. So when I came to you last week, I had lost some weight, and because I've been really busy and stressed, and I just wasn't eating properly. And so I made a concerted effort over the weekend and brought myself back up. Oh, I did finally weigh. I weighed 126. Brought myself back up. I made sure I got all my protein in, and I added a lot of carbs. I added things like pumpkin pie. I added more breads. Instead of eating just the meat, I would eat meat as a sandwich. That kind of thing. I ate some oatmeal. I ate some shredded wheat cereal with Fairlife milk. All those things are high in carbs, and that's what makes me gain weight. So I did that, and I'm right back where I always am, 130.6. I think usually I'm 130.2, whatever, close enough. I've been a little stopped up because I restarted my iron supplements. I did that because I had my labs finally, and everything came back really good. I haven't gotten all of my test results, but I've gotten back, I think, 13 out of 19 tests, and they all came back really good except for my ferritin, and my ferritin has dropped precipitously. I started off at 405 or 450, something like that, and I am at 50 now. So yeah, that's not good, and I'm not surprised because I didn't take my iron religiously because it gives me constipation terribly, and it's miserable. And so I just decided that I was going to ease my way back into it. In the past, whenever I've taken it, I've always just kind of gone whole hog, as I do with most things. And so this time I'm easing my way back in. I'm taking one pill every other day, and I'm doubling my stool softeners. And so that does seem to be helping. As soon as that I can do that without any change in my digestion, then I will add in a second pill. So I'll do it every day and see how that goes. And then I'll have myself retested in about 6 months and see if my levels are up. If they're down, then I will just ask for an infusion. No big deal. The other reason I always have a hard time with my iron is because you can't take it around the time you take calcium or eat calcium, things that have calcium. And I have a lot of dairy products, so I'm constantly getting calcium. And so I have a hard time finding a time when I don't have much calcium. So I've been doing the iron right before I go to bed, which makes it tough because normally that's when I have my last protein shake of the day. So anyway, juggling that, we'll figure it out. But to me, the calcium's more important for me to get in because, as far as I know, there's no calcium infusions, but there are iron infusions. So if I'm going to have something, I'd rather it be the iron. This reminds me, one thing that I didn't say in my things to think of before having a DS, one of the things that you have to be able to do if you're going to be a DS patient is to advocate for yourself. You cannot let physicians think for you. You can avail yourself of their expertise. You can ask their opinions. You can ask their recommendations. But it is incumbent upon you to do your own research and think through things logically and carefully and make your own decisions. I have to fight every single time to get all my labs done because they're not things that people normally get, particularly things like PTH, your parathyroid. That's not something that they normally will check unless your calcium's low. Well, if your calcium is already showing low, then it's too late. Your stores are gone. And so I had to actually go through 3 different industry articles. That's not the word for it, but AMA and AMSBC, American Society of Metabolic and Bariatric Specialists, AMSBS, whatever, studies, and send those to my doctor in order to get her to okay a PTH test. I don't know why they think it's such a big deal. It's not that expensive, but yeah. Anyway, so you have to advocate for yourself. I also, have had doctors or bariatric nurses say, oh, well, you don't need all those things. This is what we normally do. What they normally do is deal with people who don't have a DS. They normally deal with people who have either an RNY or a sleeve, and it's entirely different. So you have to be able to advocate for yourself. You cannot just blindly say, oh, he's a doctor, he knows what he's talking about. Oh, he's a surgeon, he knows what he's talking about. They don't necessarily. You need to understand, and you need to be willing to take a stand. So, very important. Someone asked me on my last video comments about gas, and she said that she felt like she had traded one problem for another in having the DS because she is experiencing such gas afterwards. And I'm afraid that's normal, and that's something that your surgeon should have told you ahead of time. You will experience gas, you will experience loose stools, you will experience constipation. It messes with your digestion because you're switching your intestines around. There's nothing you can do about that. I can limit my gassiness, and the way I do that is by what I eat. The more I eat proteins, don't drink protein shakes, don't have carbs, no sugar alcohols, no fruit, no cruciferous vegetables. Those are things that all add to gas. However, I like my protein shakes. I find them to be a really helpful way to get my protein in, and so I'm not giving those up. I would rather deal with the gas than deal with not getting enough protein or having to try and get those nutrients in a different way. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you've got to get all your nutrients from real food. It's food. It has the nutrients. That's like saying don't take a vitamin because you're not getting your nutrients from food. That's stupid. We don't have that luxury because we malabsorb. So yeah, you should be eating real food, absolutely, positively, but think of those protein shakes as a supplement, really. So as far as gas, use Gas-X, and stay away from sugar, alcohols, carbohydrates. Those are my recommendations. And I think that is it for this update. I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to start a new video for the So You've Decided to Have a DS people. Talk to you later. Bye.